There was a boy named Max and a girl named Lily. They lived in a small town and were very good friends. They played, went to school together, and always had each other's backs. One day, they discovered a magical book in the library. It was about friendship, sharing, empathy, and cooperation. The book had a peculiar magic. The one who reads it will live the story. Excited, Max and Lily decided to read the book together. As soon as they finished, they found themselves in a different world. It was a world located inside the book. They reached a small village where the villagers were arguing about sharing their resources. They were unwilling to share, fearing they might run out. Max and Lily decided to help the villagers. They explained to them the importance of sharing. They told them that sharing doesn't mean having less but making more friends. The villagers understood their point. They started sharing their resources, and they were surprised to see that they had more than enough for everyone. They thanked Max and Lily for teaching them the value of sharing. With their first mission successful, Max and Lily continued their journey. They came across a lonely bird who lost its way and missed its flock. It was unable to express its feelings. Seeing the bird's pain, Lily empathized with it. She assured the bird that she and Max would help it find its flock. The bird felt relieved and a little less lonely. Max and Lily started their journey to return the bird to its flock. On their way, they encountered different creatures, but they never left the bird alone. They finally found the bird's flock. The bird was overjoyed and thanked them. Max and Lily felt happy as they were able to empathize with the bird and help it. Continuing their adventure, they came across two groups of bees who were quarreling, disrupting the peace of the whole forest. The bees didn't want to cooperate with each other. Max and Lily took up the task of mending their differences. They explained to the bees that cooperation is the key to success and peace. Without unity, everyone loses. The bees understood and started working together. The forest became peaceful again. The bees thanked Max and Lily for teaching them the importance of cooperation. With their last mission accomplished, they felt a gust of wind. Before they knew it, they were back in their town's library, holding the magical book. Max and Lily felt proud. They had learned valuable lessons about friendship, sharing, empathy and cooperation, and helped others understand these values as well. Once upon a time in the small town of Pueblo Bonito, there was a little boy named Miguel. Miguel was not your ordinary boy. He possessed a rather peculiar trait. That's right, Miguel was a flatulent boy. Unlike others, his flatulence was not a rare occurrence. It seemed to happen much more often than it should, which earned him the nickname El Niño Flatulento, the flatulent boy. Miguel was a friendly and joyous youth, known for his wide, infectious grin. He loved playing soccer with his friends and exploring the town's dirt roads. Except his innocent mischief was often accompanied by his uninvited friend, flatulence. His peculiar trait made him the center of many jokes. Some children would find it funny and laugh along with him, while others would tease him and make him feel uneasy. However, Miguel was never one to let this dampen his spirit. Miguel's mother, Doña Maria, constantly searched for remedies to help her son. She tried everything, from ancient family recipes to the new age solutions suggested by the town's doctor, but nothing seemed to help Miguel. One day, while Miguel and his friends were playing soccer near the old church, a new family arrived in town. They had moved from a distant city and were carrying their belongings in an old horse cart. Among the newcomers, there was a girl around Miguel's age named Clara. Miguel couldn't help but notice the ebony-haired girl with sparkling green eyes. Despite his usual jovial nature, he felt a strange shyness creeping upon him. As days passed, Clara began joining the children's soccer games. She was a swift runner and a good sport. Miguel loved her lively spirit, and they soon became friends. However, his flatulence problem remained a constant worry for him. One day, Miguel felt his stomach rumbling during a game. He feared the inevitable and tried to move away from the crowd. But just as he was about to score a goal, it happened. His troubles struck again. Plumes of fragrant air twirled around Miguel, leading to a mix of laughter and coughs. Faces turned red, both in amusement and embarrassment. However, amid all the giggles and finger-pointing, Clara remained impassive. She did not utter a single jest, nor did she distance herself from Miguel. Instead, she patted his back and said, "Don't worry, Miguel. We all have something unusual about us. It makes us unique, right?" Miguel was taken aback by Clara's kindness. No one had ever addressed his issue like that before. It was always either a matter of embarrassment or laughter. That day, Miguel felt a profound respect and fondness for Clara. Inspired by Clara's perspective, Miguel started seeing his peculiar trait in a new light. It was indeed something that distinguished him from others. He began to laugh along with his friends and stopped feeling self-conscious. Meanwhile, Doña Maria hadn't given up. She was determined to find a solution for her son's problem. A visiting healer gave her a rare plant from the deep forest, claiming it had magical properties to cure any ailment. Doña Maria brewed a tea from the plant and gave it to Miguel. The next few days, Miguel seemed to be doing much better. The frequency of his flatulent episodes notably decreased, and he was overjoyed. With the solution seemingly found, Miguel's life returned to normal. He continued enjoying his days with friends, playing soccer, and exploring Pueblo Bonito. His friendship with Clara blossomed, and they became inseparable. However, his flatulence hadn't completely disappeared. It occurred less frequently, but at times when least expected. Miguel had learned to accept it as a part of him and often joked about it, diffusing the tension. Gradually, everyone in Pueblo Bonito grew accustomed to El Niño Flatulento. His trait was seen more as a harmless quirk rather than a nuisance. Even the taunts and jokes lessened, and Miguel was simply seen as Miguel. Years passed, and the children of Pueblo Bonito grew. Clara and Miguel's bond grew stronger with time. His unique trait that once isolated him had brought him a truly understanding friend. In return, Miguel's generous nature and infectious laughter had a profound impact on Pueblo Bonito. He reminded everyone to remain positive and to not let their shortcomings define them, but rather to celebrate them. Eventually, what started as a problem turned into a lifelong lesson for the people of Pueblo Bonito. Everyone learned to accept and love Miguel just as he was, including Miguel himself. Miguel's story was no longer about the boy with unstoppable flatulence. It was about a boy who taught a whole town to love themselves despite their quirks and to find humor in life's unpredictability. Today, if you visit Pueblo Bonito, you'll hear tales of El Niño Flatulento, not as a joke or as an embarrassment, but as an inspirational tale about acceptance, good humor, and friendship. This tale reminds us all that it is our unique traits that make us who we are. Just like Miguel, we all have something that sets us apart, and instead of being embarrassed about it, we should be proud of it. So here's to Miguel, the boy who taught us all to laugh a little louder, love a little harder, and live a little better. Here's to El Niño Flatulento, the flatulent boy, the beloved friend, the heart of Pueblo Bonito. Once upon a time in a small town lived a sweet, innocent child named Lucy. Lucy was different, finding great joy in her imaginative fantasies. Little Lucy loved watching her family gather around the television. She saw how it captivated everyone's attention and how everyone cared for it. This gave her a unique idea. One evening she wrote down her bizarre wish in a school essay. She wanted to become a television set. Lucy wanted to stand in the place of the television. It had a special place, and around it the family gathered, chattering and laughing. Lucy fantasized about being the center of attention, her words listened to with keen interest, uninterrupted and unquestioned. Her wish was not just to be heeded, but also to be taken care of like the TV, especially when it broke down, almost as if it were a family member. She wished for her father to spend time with her when he got home, even when he was tired, just as he does with the television. Lucy wanted her mother to turn to her when she was lonely or bored, instead of ignoring her. She presumed that transforming into a television could bring her closer to her brothers and would break the ice of indifference. When Lucy's student teacher, Mrs. Martha, was going through the essays, Lucy's essay astounded her, and her eyes welled up. She read it to her husband, Mr. Peter, who also found himself very moved by the essay. They realized the profound loneliness hinted at in Lucy's essay. The reality it reflected painted a heartbreaking picture of Lucy's life. The couple decided to talk to Lucy's parents about this. They felt that Lucy's emotions were being overlooked amidst the family's busy routines. The next day, they invited Lucy's parents for a friendly chat at their house. Surprised, concerned, and a bit puzzled, Lucy's parents agreed. When Lucy's parents arrived, Martha and Peter shared Lucy's essay with them. As they read it, their expressions turned from shock to sorrow. They couldn't believe that Lucy felt so ignored and yearned for the attention dedicated to a television set. They were genuinely distressed. Lucy's parents resolved to change their behavior. They pledged to give more time and attention to Lucy, to include her more in their lives. Thankful to Martha and Peter for opening their eyes, they now understood the deep impact their actions had on their little girl's life. From that day onwards, everything changed in Lucy's home. Her wish to become a television set had worked a miracle. Her father would include her in his daily activities. He shared stories from work, and they made it a point to play games together. Her mother would also seek her company when she was lonely or bored. She taught Lucy how to cook, sew, and other household chores. Lucy's brothers also started interacting with her more. They played together, watched TV together, and gradually Lucy felt included. One day, Lucy's family decided to spend the whole day together, right from the morning to the starlit night, just like a holiday. That day, they played games, went for a picnic, and talked about so many things. It was a day Lucy would cherish forever. Lucy felt that her wish had truly come true. She was now living a happy life, full of attention, love and care, just like a TV. This experience taught Lucy's parents a valuable lesson. They understood the importance of personal interaction and the detrimental effects of neglecting it. They decided to make sure that their home was not just a place to live, but a space where everyone felt loved, valued and included. Miss Martha heard about the changes in Lucy's family from Lucy herself. She felt proud and happy for the little girl. Lucy's essay wasn't just a peculiar child's imagination anymore. It had become a catalyst for a beautiful transformation. Since then, Lucy's essay has been a reminder to everyone in the town. It taught them the importance of family and the need to pay attention to the feelings of young ones. The story of the living TV became a legend in the town. Everyone learned that every voice, no matter how small, was important and needed to be heard. Lucy, now known as the living TV girl, became a symbol of change and empathy. Her peculiar fantasy had led her family to a path of understanding and togetherness. From that day onwards, the television set was no longer just an object in Lucy's house. It was a symbol of something much more significant: love, attention, and respect. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The change in Lucy's family was remarkable. They made sure to always make time for each other, no matter how busy their days were. Family game nights every Friday became a tradition. Lucy's father started reading bedtime stories to her, something she used to only dream about. They often laughed and cried together through the magic of stories. For Lucy, these were the best parts of her day. Lucy's mother started teaching her different crafts. They spent afternoons together, knitting and crafting beautiful items. Lucy found a new passion and her mother a new companion. Lucy's brothers changed too. They started spending more time with Lucy, cracking jokes and sharing stories. The bond between them strengthened, and Lucy felt truly loved and cared for. Lucy's life was so much more joyful now. She was the living embodiment of a happy television set, full of engaging stories, shared laughter, and heartfelt emotions. Lucy's story was a powerful reminder for everyone. It caused them to rethink their priorities, make their relationships more meaningful, and understand the need to balance technology with real human interaction. The story of Lucy, the living TV girl, continued to inspire everyone in the town. Lucy didn't have to become a TV to gain her family's attention. All it took was communication, understanding, and love. Lucy's story taught us an invaluable lesson. The power of love and attention can transform lives. Every child deserves to be heard, loved, acknowledged, and to feel special. So the next time you see a television set, remember Lucy's story. Remember to prioritize love and attention. And most importantly, make sure every little voice in your house is heard.